say tonight, and give us the ears to hear. And in Jesus' name I pray, amen.
Amen.
Let's give him a welcome, everyone.
Love it. Appreciate all you guys showing up. I see something, we got some fruit for fruit night. Cool. Oh, nice to meet you. Okay, I didn't know that was on. Perfect. Cool, let me put this up on the screen. Test this. Oh, there we go. Awesome. I don't think this one's working. Oh, not that charge. You see the side? Like, does that green thing move on the
We
side?
got green movement on here, so it should be good.
Alright. Whatever. Picks up the sound great. 2, 3. Good. Cool. How's everyone feeling on a scale of 1 through 10? Let me get some answers. 7. Okay, 7 is a good number in the Bible. Why 7?
Feeling better than average.
Better than average? Cool. Anyone else?
8.
8? Okay, why are you feeling an 8 today?
Feeling pretty good.
Feeling good?
Week's going off strong.
Okay, great. Not all the way to 10, but
Yeah.
solid 8. One more person? 5? 5?
I didn't get fruit.
Ah,
That's okay.
no watermelon for you. That's why. Okay, cool. I'm a 10. I'm feeling a 10 today. I appreciate you guys showing up, taking time of your busy days to, come here and listen to me talk. And I hope you can take something out of it. I just want to start off by sharing my story, but today is talking about how Jesus was a salesman. He was the greatest salesman ever. And we'll get into some stuff about the characteristics that made him the greatest salesman ever and how you can apply it to our lives specifically. A little bit about me. I am just a regular kid, born and raised in Cameroon, Africa. I came to this country when I was 9 years old, from the boat, fresh off the boat, that's what I like to say. My mom she's an immigrant, so my dad died at the age of, I think I was 6 years old, and he was working here in America. He passed away, and then my mom came over to America, kind of took over things, and then she was here for 5 years without us. So it was kind of difficult at that time, being back home, figuring out not being with your mom, being a little boy. But she worked her way up to be a nurse, was able to bring us over in 2007. And then we came over for summer, it was pretty good. And then we had to go back. And then the second time she brought us over was 2009. And at that point, when we came here, I wanted to stay with my mom. Because it's like, I'm not living with my mom. Family back home, they weren't so welcoming, but I was still blessed. And I came here to figure a lot of things I had to adapt to the American culture. Went to college, which is kind of when I got into door-to-door sales. My freshman year of college, I started knocking doors to sell Verizon. And it was a brutal game, right? I get the door slammed in my face, people are yelling at you, calling me the N-word, many different crazy things, dogs chasing me. So it helped me build a lot of resilience, helped me have some thick skin. And ultimately, I wouldn't be here without door-to-door sales, because it was the gateway for everything else, And throughout college, I wanted to play soccer. Like, my dream was always to be a professional soccer player. And I was like, I'm gonna play soccer, man. This is really what I want, Working hard. Sophomore year, I tear my ACL when I was supposed to go to Scotland to go on trials. I tear my ACL in the playoffs. It's like, wow, okay, cool. Now let's try to figure out what the game plan is. And then I transferred back home. I started going to Towson University. Like, at least if I'm not going to be able to go on trials, I'm going to stay close to home and be home and eat some African food. I'm not in college, have to figure out things on my own and buy food, right? I recover from an injury, and then I start playing again. I'm not going to let one ACL injury deter me from, chasing my dream. And then I start playing like semi-pro a little bit. I'm getting back on things, I'm getting back on track. Boom, I tear my other ACL, my right one. I'm like, cool, all right, this is not, the game plan. I get into some depression, right? Because I'm like, I don't even know what I'm gonna do at this point. I'm super depressed. I'm smoking weed. I'm drinking alcohol. I'm doing the party lifestyle. You know, I'm living of the world. And it was tough. It was super, super tough. At that point, I was still going to school, but still trying to figure it out. Didn't really know like what the game plan was. And I was still doing door-to-door sales here and there, kinda, but I was kind of confused on my life. And then I graduated right as soon as COVID hit. And then like, cool, I don't even know what I'm gonna do. So I was wanting to be a fitness coach. That was my plan B. That was always my plan B. It's like, if I can't play soccer, at least I'm gonna, be involved in sports somehow to make me feel like I'm still in the game, right? So I start training people on the side while I'm working at Verizon doing sales. I had enough. I was getting paid $10 an hour. I stopped doing that. I was like, I'm just gonna go chase my fitness passion. So I start working at a gym. I start working at a gym. I start training people in my home because COVID hits. No one's outside. It's lockdown. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna train people at home. I'm training people at home. I'm working sales. And I keep seeing this ad, hey, invest in being an online fitness coach. Invest in being an online fitness coach. I finally get on a call. They're like, yeah, the program's $10,000. I'm like, I don't even have $1,000. I don't know what you're asking me for. I had $300 to my name. I give them that. 2021, I start building my fitness business. I look at my experience. I'm like, cool, door-to-door sales. I create a business around helping door-to-door people feel and operate the best because I was in the game. So I knew like, these guys need this. It's a brutal game. These guys need that. I spent 4 years building an online fitness business to help door-to-door sales guys. Now I'm at the point where I'm helping all sales guys, right? God told me I had a better calling, and I was selling myself short, only focusing on door-to-door sales guys. So now I'm at a point in my life where I'm super joyful. God has done a lot in my life, which was in the second year of my business when I gave my life to Christ even more. As a kid, it's completely different when you're a child. You hear about God, oh, I believe in Jesus, great. But there's a difference between believing and following. So when I start to follow God, that's when I start to see the impact. Going to church, praying. You might start out with a little 5-minute prayer here and there, right? You're inconsistent going to church, but God's pulling your heart. You're getting closer. You're getting closer. He starts stripping you of all the things that you think you need. You don't need drugs. You don't need the girls. You don't need the money. All you need is me, right? I'm getting closer. I'm getting closer. I'm getting closer. And then I'm actually handling all my issues. I'm paying for coaches, right? I'm dealing with my trauma. I'm getting rid of my addictions. And that's when I see joy and joy in my life start coming more and more and more. And I spoke a lot. I'm a talker, and some of you guys know. But invested in a bunch of mentors, built a fitness business. In the process of doing that, another people who were watching me, they saw the work I was doing, so they wanted me to run the other company that they had, where they help contractors scale. I accepted the offer, and just been building ever since. God has really refined me through sales, and it's great that I got a degree in exercise science, so kind of like combined my sales experience with my exercise science degree. And we go to the verse here, Romans 8:28, and we know that for those who love God, all things work together for good, for those who are called according to His purpose. When I look back, then I start to see what God was actually doing. I had my own dream, I had my own plan, then God had His plan for me. Right? I wanted to be a professional soccer player. Little did I know, tearing my ACL was actually the best thing for me. Because without that, I would have never found my true purpose. Right? So a lot of times we go through hard stuff, the storm, the fire. We don't understand. And then we come out of it, you look back, you see, that's how this made me better. Right? When you start looking back. And I just wanted to, give you guys a little bit of background about me before I get into, the message today. Jesus was the greatest salesman ever, and here is why. And if Jesus is our model, right, then we got to study His methods. We got to study who He is. We got to study His characteristics. We're made in His image. It says in Genesis, we're made in His image. And I want to ask you guys a question too. What are the characteristics that you think made Jesus the greatest salesman ever? If you were to guess, if you were to guess, what would you say from what I'm saying today? Like, what are the characteristics that made Jesus the greatest salesman? Like, if you were to list a quality, what would it be?
Say he started with loving the people he served first.
I love that. Loving. He was very loving, for sure.
He listened.
He listened. Yeah, he was an active listener. Right? Anyone else? You guys have any thoughts running through your mind? Yeah?
He was persistent.
Persistent? Jesus was persistent.
Confident.
Confident? Yeah, I love that. Right? I love that. I think a lot of people get sales confused too. It's not manipulation, it's problem solving, it's serving. You're helping people solve a problem. Right? It's your intention. If I'm going into any type of business, if I'm doing any type of work, I'm selling something and I want to solve a problem, I want to give. It's not I'm trying to trick you. Sales is basically I'm taking my eyeballs and putting them into yours so you can see what I see. A lot of times it's people's perspective, right? And I'm trying to change your perspective to look at things in a different way. You see this way, but dude, how about we look at it from this lens, right? And then if you're selling fitness, you've been going on your fitness journey, maybe you're not consistent, maybe you don't know the right things to do, maybe you're a little bit confused, and then if I want to maybe sell you fitness, I turn you this way, dude, you're doing this, but imagine if you're doing this, and this. Think about how that's going to change your life. And then you're like, oh, I didn't think of that, or I didn't know that. Or maybe you do, but you don't have the right support and accountability. Right? So when you have the mindset of serving, you're not manipulating. You're solving pain with purpose. You're solving a problem. Just a quick stop. You guys might not know this. It's probably going to catch some people off guard. Can we give just a clap for my beautiful girlfriend Luisa for setting all this thing together and helping me, do all of this and really supporting me throughout this whole thing? Can we just give her a round of applause, please? It might be shocked to you guys, but yeah, she's done a lot of work in making sure this has really come together. So I really appreciate you. And now, here are the 5 characteristics that made Jesus the greatest salesman ever. There's 5 of them. Really powerful. We'll talk about it. Number 1, he was vision driven, or you can call it assignment driven. Jesus understood the assignment, right? He knew he was going to die on the cross. He knew he was going to struggle. He understood what was going to be done through him. It's the same thing in sales. When you have a vision, it's easier for you to get on a call and help somebody see their own vision. Right? So when you take that perspective, you know what? I got a vision that my intention here is to help and serve. You're not going to come off like so salesy, right? You're coming as so serving. I'm not coming off here, oh, dude, I want your money. Please give me your money. I'm going to manipulate you to give me money. No. I'm coming on the call. How can I understand this person and show them their own vision in the way that they don't see it? So when I ask questions like, hey, what are your fitness goals? What do you want in the next 5 years? How do you think taking care of your health and fitness will help you get there? It's connecting to the goals to the ultimate vision. Just as Jesus was talking to his disciples, sometimes they didn't understand the assignment. Sometimes they were confused. But he knew the vision and he could see way farther ahead than they could. I get on calls and I'm like, dude, I know there's so much more in you. You just cannot see it yet. And I promise you, if you take care of your health and fitness, you're going to have more energy, more mental clarity. You're going to show up better for your wife, better for your kids. You're going to be a better person overall. And that's going to allow you to reach the ultimate goal that you want in life. Because if you have a cup that's half filled, how are you going to pour into others? How are you going to show up for others? If you're running on empty. And as people of Christ, we got to take care of our bodies. For God, right? If you have a calling on your life, you're not taking care of yourself. You can't do that to your full potential. There's no way you can serve at your full potential if you're running on empty, if you don't have the energy you need. Would you guys agree? Or am I crazy? Okay, I'm not crazy? I'm not crazy. All right, cool. Number 2, he was a compassionate connector. It says it right here. He had compassion on them. He saw people not just as problems. It didn't matter who we were. Jesus was hanging out with anybody. He had compassion for their situation, no matter what they were going through. He has compassion for all of us. I know there's times in your life. We're all sinners. We sin on a daily basis. But Jesus always has compassion for us. He corrects us like a good father will. Right? With love and compassion. Combine it to sales. I get on calls. People are struggling in the world today with anxiety, with fitness. People are struggling mentally. So when you're talking to people, have compassion for their situation. Because that in itself, it's sales. It's not just selling on a call. It's the lady that you're getting food from in the cafeteria. Maybe have a conversation with them. When I go places, I do my best to bring other people's energy up. Hey, how's your day going? Oh, that's awesome. How long have you been working here? Like simple conversations like that can make people's day. Right? You can be used by God in the most simplest of ways. And we can spread the joy together. And sales is just another form of that. Everyone here is in sales, whether you like it or not. You're selling something. You're selling something. Maybe you're selling that boyfriend that you want to marry you. Right? Maybe you're the guy. You're going to sell that girlfriend on marry you. Why are you the right guy? Why are you the right guy that she should grow with? So we're all in sales. No matter what you do, you just have a different avenue of serving. You have a different avenue of sales. Cool? Quick check-in. You guys with me? Awesome. I got coffee in my body. I'm fired up right now, brother. 3. This is probably the most important one. Being a powerful listener. Everyone loves talking about themselves. We all do. We all love talking about ourselves. Who's the most important person to themselves? Like, we are the most important person, right? We think people are thinking about us. We think people are judging us. We think people are doing this and that. Everyone cares so much about themselves. That's great. But when you start listening to others, just like Jesus did, without judgment, that's the game changer. You become an active listener, and you actually become smarter, you become wiser, become more understanding, you become more empathetic, because you're picking up information left and right from everybody. Right? I'm a talker. I had to learn how to shut up. I had to learn how to shut my mouth at times. And it's like, dude, it's not about you. Give this person the room to share what they want to share. Listen without judgment. Listen with compassion so you can help them. That's exactly what sales is. You're trying to listen. What do they need? Right? Everybody's going through something. What does this person need in this moment? And you listen, you start understanding different people, different type of personalities. Maybe I can talk to you a little bit different. But I gotta talk to her a little bit different too as well. Because everyone's different. But if I don't listen, how am I gonna know how to talk to you? Same thing with coaching. Some people I can yell at with a lot of energy because that's what they need from me in the moment. When I'm coaching a girl, it's a little bit different. I gotta bring my voice down. I gotta be more empathetic. I understand. I know what you're going through. I hear you. Right? Guys, sometimes I gotta, yo, dude, you better get your stuff together. Your family's counting on you. Your kids are counting on you. Are you going to keep operating like that? So it's understanding people by listening to them in an empathetic way. And you got to even listen. You got to ask questions too, right? Or you got to dig deeper. When someone tells you something, I always say, ask one more question. Just always ask one more question. What do you mean by that? Tell me more. Can you describe that to me? What makes you say that? In what way? Right? You start asking people questions like that, you actually understand you have a lot more to tell you. And it just becomes not a surface level conversation. Now you're having deeper conversations with people. Now you're connecting on a deeper level. That's why everything's about relationships. It's not even religion, it's a relationship with God. Right? Religion, no, you have a relationship with God. Right? And we have relationships with people. And you, believe it or not, your job is also to pull people closer to Christ. I'm just happy to be doing that on a different level. My business is a ministry. It's just another level of bringing, saving souls and bringing people to Christ. And if you can do that, it's just one more person that's saved. And now, I don't even want you guys to look at me and be like, oh, Kelvin, you're this and that. No. I want people to look at me and see what God is doing. Take the spotlight away from me and focus on Jesus. Because I'm just here only because God has allowed it. Not because out of my own will, right? I would have absolutely nothing if God didn't allow it to happen. So we give him the glory. Does anyone love God in here?
Right.
Can we give a praise for Jesus? Come on. Can we give a clap for Jesus? Come on. Exactly, man. He's amazing. He's done some things in our life. When we don't get it, but he's done some things in our life. Number 4, bold identity. He knew exactly who he was. I am the way, the truth, and the life. John 14, verse 6. Do you know who you are? And are you bold in that? Sometimes Christians, it's not all about the sweet little message. Do you remember the times when Jesus was flipping tables and getting angry? Calling people fools? Yeah. Sometimes you got to get a little bit angry. But how, in what way are you stirring your anger? How are you using your anger for good? I get pissed off at times. I get pissed off that my life was terrible. I get pissed off that I was depressed. I get pissed off at things. Then I decide to fuel that anger towards my purpose. Not curse at people. Not be angry and just live how I want. Screw this, screw that. No. How can I take my anger for good? Sometimes get pissed off that you're not where you want to be in life. Get angry about it. Get angry about your situation and do something good with it. I don't think a lot of us get angry. There's a lot of soft Christians. I'm not saying that's bad, but here's the thing. You need love and you need truth. You can't just tell truth without love. That's what I used to do. I mean, people's face, straight just in their face, because I'm very intense. So I'm just telling them the truth. There's no love tied into it. And the same thing, you can't tell truth without love. Or love without truth. You need both. You can't tell the truth without love. And you can't give love without telling truth. Because if you just give love, then people just do whatever they want. I know it's okay. Oh, it's okay. You never address the truth. That's it. You walked all over. It's like, dude, I love you, and I want the best for you, but what you're doing is going to ruin your life. Right? I'm telling you the truth because I love you. If you keep acting like this, dude, you're going to go down a path that's crazy, and I want you to be better, man. And you can't just go truth, and then you don't tie love to it because you become an a-hole. Right? So I got to tell you the truth because I love you. So do you know exactly who you are? What does Christ say about your identity? Not what John says, not what Tim says, not what your bestie says. What does Christ say about your identity? Who are you in Christ? That's the question we should be asking ourselves. A lot of times we listen to what social media got to say. Oh, your friend's on the street, your friend that. Screw them. People might not understand, and that's okay. Because I'm not living for you, dude. Newsflash, I'm not trying to please you. Because I'm only trying to please one person. And if you don't like it, take it up with God. We get caught up in the world, especially the social media age. We get so caught up with how we want to look, our image, how it's going to look on this and that. I don't care what you think about my image. As long as you know I'm rooted in Christ, I move with love, with genuine care for people, I'm okay with that. I'm not trying to please you guys at all. Some of you guys may like me, some of you guys may not like me. That's okay. As long as you can feel Christ through me, that's all. That's the most important thing in the room. And His presence is here. His presence is everywhere. It's definitely in this room right now, because I'm feeling the Spirit. Be bold. Be bold in your identity. Know who you are. Don't let people try to confuse you. People try to make you look like something you're not. Put words over you that you're not. But you know, especially when you're coming from a genuine place, and you feel that you are, don't let people stir you away from that. Misery loves company. Especially when people are miserable, they want you to be in that misery with them. No. I'm going to be joyful. If you don't want to be joyful with me, that's okay. Right? I'm still going to be joyful. I'm still going to have some positive energy. But it doesn't mean you have to hate that person. I could love you from a distance. You can talk crap about me. You can disrespect me. Cool. I'm not going to sit there and take it. I'm just going to walk away. I wish you the best.
Okay, quick question. So, like, how do you discern, like, when someone's telling you, hey, maybe you shouldn't be doing this,
Yeah.
but then you're saying that we should have, like, a clear mind of what we want. How do you know, like, if actually what they're saying to you, you should listen to that as well, you know?
Yeah.
How?
Good question.
Yeah.
What is the Bible? Right? That's when it
Yeah.
goes. When I ask for advice.
No, and that was my other question. Like, what if, like, the other person is talking about, like, something that is rooted in the Bible, but then you have this idea that also comes from the Bible? How do you, what decision would you take?
Yeah, great question. And when it comes to wisdom and seeking wise counsel,
Mm-hmm.
right? If I hear something from somebody, maybe I have to go talk with another brother and sister in Christ and see another perspective.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm conflicted between two things, maybe we need somebody to intercede and show a different perspective that we don't see.
So, would you say that it's good to seek advice from someone who has either experienced that or has more knowledge about this, whatever you're going through in that moment?
Yeah, if let's say for example, I'm going through a painful situation, either that
Mm-hmm.
someone may have not gone through, but they've either talked other people through it,
Yeah.
or you have somebody that has gone through it. Cool, I go talk to somebody that has gone through it, right? They give me another perspective. I go talk to somebody, they might have not been through it, but they've helped other people through it. Those are two different perspectives.
Mm-hmm.
I can get clarity from both.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I'm still going to go pray to God.
Yeah.
I'm going to read the word, have my own understanding, and make my own decision.
Mm-hmm.
But it does not mean I'm not going to seek wise counsel from the people around me. And that goes back to the fact of who you even surrounding yourself around. And do you trust those people?
So it's good to seek advice.
It's good to seek advice,
Mhm.
but it's like you don't need to listen to everyone's advice.
Yeah.
I can seek advice because I'm wise, but I hear you. I'll take that. I won't take that. Right? You have to discern which advice to apply to my life. Like my mom, for example, great woman, love her. But some things, I'm like, I'm not listening to you, because if I listened to my mom, I would not even be where I am today. She just has a different perspective and how she wants to live her life. But I'm going to sit there and be like, I hear you. I understand where you're coming from, Mom. Cool. I'll take that piece. I won't take that piece because it doesn't apply to me and what I want to do. And I would highly suggest, if you want to do something in life, you're seeking advice, most likely best to go to somebody who you trade places with. If I don't look at you and be like, I'll trade places with you, if I don't want your life, it's going to be hard for me to take advice from you. Right? Like, I'm an entrepreneur, I have a driven mindset, I'm intense, I want to go get stuff. But then, if I'm going to seek advice from somebody who's like, hey, they're smart, but they've never been in entrepreneurship before and understand how the game is, probably not the best person for me to get advice from, because they can't really direct me.
Mhm.
Right? So it's just, who are you getting it from? But ultimately, you should go to God, you get wisdom, and then you pray to God. I get my clarity from God. When I listen to the Spirit, I know how the Spirit is directing me. I go make that decision regardless of what anybody else has said. Persistence. This is the last one. Whatever you want, especially in sales, I have a saying of my other company, persistence beats resistance. Right? You hear a couple no's. Can you eat the rejection and keep going though? That's the real question. You're in school, you want something in life. Maybe you guys, what do you want to do in life, bro? What's your major? You looked at me, we locked eyes, I'm like, cool, let me ask him a question.
Finance.
Finance?
Yeah.
Cool. Now, if you failed one class, right, would you just stop and be like, no, I failed that class. I don't really want to do finance anymore. Or were you going to take it again? You take it again? How many times did you take it?
Depends on how much I want finance.
Good question, right? Good answer, I mean. And that's the same thing. Anything you want, especially in sales, you gotta be persistent. And Jesus never gave up on people. Imagine if he give up on us when we sin once. He doesn't give up. You keep sinning, he's always there. You sin, his grace is always there. It never runs out. His mercy is always there. It's never ending. He's waiting, he's always constantly waiting for us to come to him. No matter how many times we fall. That's why we love him so much. Because you're like, oh my God, I have never felt this kind of love before in my life. I don't even understand it at times. What do you mean all I have to do is confess with my mouth that Jesus is Lord and I'm saved? And I'm just in awe of God on a daily basis on what he does. I don't know about you guys, I'm consistently in awe of God. Even driving here, looking at it, I'm like, wow, okay, a lot of farm, nice. A lot of farms and cows and horses, great, God did. He definitely did that. Right, and once you get in whatever life it is, you have to be persistent. And how much do you want it? People do this, talk. I'm going to do that, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do that. Have you taken action? Have you actually started moving towards what you want? Right? People always, oh, God hasn't done that. Maybe he's waiting for you to take the first step. Maybe he's waiting for you to enter the fire and then he's going to hold your hand. We ask God for so many things, but are we walking? Did you step out the boat? Abraham didn't just wait. He left. He didn't know what was on the other side. He left though, with faith. When I moved to Phoenix, Arizona, which was about at the end of 2023, I'm leaving the Maryland, East Coast. I'm coming all the way to the West Coast to Arizona. Everyone, my friends, my family, like, what are you doing, bro? Just move to Virginia. It's right down there. Just come here, bro. No, why are you going so far? I don't even know why I'm going. I don't even know why I'm doing it, but I just know that's where God told me to go. So I went with radical faith that it's going to work and he's never going to lead me astray. Persistence in moving with God. And then boom, my life changes. Imagine if God just showed you the plan. Oh, you go, you're going to get this, and this, and this, you're going to get all these things. That's not faith. Faith is just doing, and then you figure out why God told you to go there. And the fruit is always sweeter. It's always sweeter.